Welcome to Aim to Profit. I'm your host, Asim Riaz, helping you to navigate the markets. I was having a think during the weekend about why I'm doing these videos. And I guess one of the main reasons why I'm doing these videos is because investing in markets generally is difficult. It's difficult on the nerves, it's difficult on your aspirations, it's difficult on your fears. And so I guess the real reason why I want to do this is, for example, early investors in Microsoft, early investors in Google, early investors in Apple, early investors in you name it, most growth companies. Those people are very, very well off now. And by holding your hand through what can be difficult times, I guess I'm hoping, and it is a hope, that we can all together be in the same position as those early investors in, for example, Microsoft or Apple, or those companies. So I guess that's the main reason why. Also, I tend to find that teaching just makes you better, and there is a teaching aspect to this as well. So teaching and in order to help my fellow people to become wealthy. So that's the main reason why. I thought it'd be a good idea to start off this video by looking at, or just comparing the charts of two recently popular cryptocurrencies. And so I've taken off all of my workings, all of my analysis and so on, just so that we can just take an overview look of the two markets. So here is Dash, and we can see it's had a tremendous run up, and obviously it can be frightening looking at these charts sometimes, even for me, even when I think I know what's going on. It's basically a hockey stick, isn't it? But one of the things that we can see, even without any sort of complex technical analysis, we can see that this market is being supported by volume. I mean, even as recent as the last couple of days, we've had some significant volume in this market. Today is not really representative of anything because today is not finished, but yeah, so we've had some significant volume in this market, and it seems to be staying there. Okay, we can also see that as we've had the significant increases in price, we've had corrections there as well, and so on. So this is, I like to think of this like a staircase up. So we're moving and we're being supported by a staircase, and we're being supported by volume. So just by comparison, I'm just having a look at the charts of Ethereum with you. Again, it's a daily chart, and we can see that we've had the same type of move, and the market has been correcting and correcting. But what we can also see is that we've had some significant pin bar selling pressure coming into this market. We've had this big red candlestick down. I'm just going to go back to that dash chart, and you can see that there isn't any significant selling pressure here as compared to Ethereum. Okay, so that big red selling pressure is telling us something. Also, we can see that the volume has been declining. So highest point there, down, down, down. Today's not really complete or representative of anything as yet. But yeah, so the last 3 days have seen a decline in volume. So just by looking at that, it tells you something. It tells you that this market is likely, and I am saying likely, nothing is absolutely certain in markets. This market is likely to correct significantly from these levels. And how significantly? Well, we need to do technical analysis. We need to do Elliott wave analysis in order to find out how significantly. So let's do that. Okay. I'm just going to take this up to match the price movement. Okay, so as per our analysis, we look to have reached the pinnacle of the third wave, and now we're expecting this market to correct downwards. Now what we can see is that we've already had significant correction in this market down to 50%, which is a significant retracement. However, bearing in mind that we're seeing that decline in volume occurring, unless that reverses and unless this market then goes back up again, it seems as though this market is going to correct downwards even more significantly. Now I've just zoomed out to the weekly chart for you, and we can see that since we have already hit the 50% retracement level, if the market does continue downwards from these levels, then we could find support at around $24, and the high of the previous first wave was at $22. Now it's by no means certain that we will go lower, because, and I say that purely because we've already hit 50% retracement, which is usually as deep as a fourth wave correction goes. I say usually because sometimes they can be a lot deeper, but bearing in mind that we've had that pin bar there and the volume is declining, I'd expect that the market will continue to correct, and then once we've found support, we should continue higher as part of a fifth wave in Ethereum. Just taking a closer look at Ethereum on the 30-minute charts. If we can break through this 23.6% retracement level, and it's a fair bet that we will do that, then certainly we can move higher. We have the support here of the 50% retracement level, so anything could happen. One of the other things I'm thinking is that this might actually be a flat correction, which, just to give you an idea of how that works out, it'd be something like this: go down to that 50% retracement level, up again, and down again. So it's sort of a zigzag pattern, but it basically goes down to a certain level, goes up to find resistance, then goes back down to that support level again, and then we have to move the fifth wave move higher. So those are the possibilities in terms of what could happen in Ethereum. Now, I know some of you may be holding, some of you, I'm being sarcastic, aren't I? Some of you may be holding some Bitcoin as well. So I take it you'd like some guidance on that as well, maybe. So let's flick over briefly to Bitcoin and just take a look at what I think is happening in terms of Bitcoin. So I've zoomed out to the weekly chart in Bitcoin, and you can see that we've got to the top of this larger degree third wave, and we've hit that resistance, and now we appear to be correcting. Volume is still pretty good, so nothing really appearing in terms of volume to give us an indication there. Certainly not on the weekly basis. We'll see when we look at the daily charts. But I've drawn this parallel trend channel, and it certainly looks like the market could correct down to those levels. But let's have a closer look at that just to see if we have any technical support at those levels. Okay, so let's just go to the weekly charts, sorry, daily charts. Okay, so this is what I think is happening in terms of Bitcoin. It looks as though we're going to continue lower, and you can see that the market has gone lower, down, and then down again. And normally when a third wave corrects, it usually corrects down to the previous fourth wave of a lesser degree. So just to give you an idea of that, this is the fourth wave of the lesser degree. So it ended at around, let's say, 735-ish. So that's where the fourth wave of the lesser degree ended, which made up that third wave. So it ended around here. Also, it could go down to that parallel trend channel. So I'd say between these areas, between 500 and 750, that's where we should find support for Bitcoin, and then I'd expect the market to continue higher from those levels. Now you'll notice that there is a trend going on whereby Ethereum, Bitcoin, and other currencies are moving higher even after significant corrections. And what I believe is happening is, just to give you a sort of a bird's eye view of the markets, what I believe is happening is that the bond market is, after many decades, it's starting to decline, and all of that money, and we're talking about trillions, probably more than that, of dollars, of pounds, and so are now being withdrawn from those markets. I think we had some significant withdrawals in major stocks like Apple as well. So all of that money now needs to find a new home. And bearing in mind the market cap of Bitcoin is just 20 billion, it's a drop in the ocean compared to all the money that needs to find a new home. So what I believe is going to happen is that some of that money is going to drip into cryptocurrencies, and therefore a lot of these cryptocurrencies are going to be moving higher as a result of that movement of funds. Now, I know some people like to favor one cryptocurrency over another, and certainly it's my view that in terms of the actual whole proposition, I think Dash is the most attractive proposition, which is why I tend to cover it a little bit more, or maybe a lot more than other cryptocurrencies. But I mean, certainly I would love to see the proposition of Bitcoin improve, and for there to be 2, 3, 4, or even more cryptocurrencies all competing with even on a similar basis, so that they're all improving, and that can only be good for everybody involved. So that would be a lovely scenario where Bitcoin sees what Dash is doing better and copies it and then improves on it. Wonderful. That's what we want to see. But just to give you an idea, for Dash to reach the market cap of Bitcoin could happen in the blink of an eye, because when trillions of bond market money needs to find a new home, they could start heavily investing in any of these cryptocurrencies, and it would not take long at all for Dash or any other currency to just start accelerating upwards really quickly. Likewise, Bitcoin, being the market leader at the moment, could just keep on rising massively as part of that upcoming fifth wave, and this could just continue happening for quite some time. So the market is still very much open to further upside across the board, and we really want to see all the cryptocurrencies doing well, improving. I'm going to cut this video short now, simply because I've been rabbiting on for quite some time now, and create a separate video for Dash for you. So thank you for viewing, and please, if you like this video, share it, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and we appreciate your donations to the channel. We need those donations to keep going and to keep helping you. So also a heartfelt thank you for everyone who has donated this month. We need those donations, and please keep them coming. So yeah, that's it for now, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.